Okay, now also we have multiple choice questions with two answers are possible for answer. That's the kind of question. So some of the questions are having like one answer in it, and some of them they have two answers. Okay, if I answer one not correct, I lose the mark. So if I answer one correct and one not correct, I lose the mark. So it's not about I take half of the mark or something like that. No, I lose the whole mark because these questions are somehow linked, connected to each other. So I have to pay attention. Now, the steps, as we said, also the chart questions. Chart questions like require tasks like to match objects, match this one with this one. Okay, so that's another type of question we will actually be exposed to. Okay, some of the questions are repeated, but it refers to a particular part. Okay, but that question is repeated again, but here it's referring to that part or that part. You know, so the question might be repeated, but the answer is not. Pay attention. Okay. Remember this, and this is a very important thing. We said that you're allowed to take notes in the IBT question. You can use your notes, as I said. These notes are very important. These notes are saying that like they will give you the sequence of the event. Like for example, like the lecture that he was talking about migration. Okay, this migration, he said something about the migration. Okay. This migration about animals, people, like, and he talked about in the beginning like ice age or something like that. Then after that, he talked about some other thing. Pay attention that this is important. This thing is important. Why? Now, in this thing, you will get to know like the sets of things from your notes, and you go to answer one of the questions. The last question that needs like 12 steps. Okay. So task takers are not expected to be familiar with the topic. Meaning, the topic can be very academic. Like for example, okay, someone like his faculty of medicine is not familiar with something related to engineering, and vice versa. Someone from faculty of engineering is not familiar with faculty of medicine. Someone's faculty of commerce is not familiar with faculty of medicine. Someone's faculty of education is not familiar with faculty of engineering, and so on. So I'm not going to expect that you're going to know about the topic, but I'm going to expect you to understand that topic, to get to know that topic presented to you. So find the correct answer through the questions, through data that is going to be given to you. Okay. During the listening, the time stops. While you're listening to that thing, time stops. Then the time should not like bother you. Okay. Time will be running when answering the question. Okay. As we said, the listening part, when you listen, the time stops. Time starts when you, very nice, start answering questions. When you start answering questions, you will find the time again running. And if you're going to take my piece of advice, pay attention to this. Don't get the time to distract you. Some people get distracted by the time. Some people focus with the time and panic. I don't know what should I do and all of these things. Not correct. You have to pay attention to this. Stay relaxed. Arrange your breathing if you're going to have some problems with nervousness or something like that. And pay attention and focus on answering the question, not on the time. The time is important if you're going to exceed the time that's given to you. Meaning, like for example, let's say I gave you 1 minute for each question. 1 minute to make it. So you took more than 1 minute. That's wrong. Pay attention. You need to just give 1 minute to that. Okay? Correct. Now, the action. Pay attention to this. Now, these are some information, some general information you need to know about the tool. Beginning in March 2013, the written and speaking section of TOEFL IBT includes native speaker accents, in addition to accents from North America. Okay, what's that? Maybe you'll find accents, Brazilian accents, Argentinian accents, or accents not pure American accents. Except all, yes. Find maybe New Zealand accents, Australian accents, some people from the United Kingdom, some English people talking British accents. You'll be exposed to lots of accents. Why do you think it's that important? Okay, because they want to tell you something important. When you travel to study abroad, you find different accents. You find Indian accents, you find Australian accents, Brazilian accents, British accents. All these accents you're going to be exposed to when you travel to study abroad. Don't expect that all the people are going to study with you are American. No, sometimes they are different. Sometimes they're not just American. Sometimes they're like British. Sometimes Indian. Especially Indian accent is different. The Indian accent has like different way of pronouncing things. Also pay attention to the Spanish accent. The Spanish accent sometimes will have like that kind of accent, like they don't have the Z. Sometimes they can say crazy instead of crazy and some other things. So pay attention to this. So like beginning in March 2013, they started to add some accents to the lesson. Some each different accents. To tell you that there are some variety of accents when you start studying. Okay. Okay. Now we finish the lesson. We talk about the listening. We said that the listening takes from 60 to 90 minutes. Very nice. In the lesson, you have conversations and lectures. That's true. And normally we have two lectures, two conversations, two discussions. Or in the long format, you have three, and three. The time stops while you actually listening, and it starts again when you start answering the question. Or the questions are timed, so you need to pay attention. Okay? Now let's go for another section. This section is speaking. Now we have in the speaking section like different speaking sections. Now we said it's 20 minutes. Now we have two independent tasks. Two independent tasks, not two different tasks. Each task talks about different. Okay. Now, like you have to speak about a familiar topic. What's that? For example, like I ask you a normal general topic, general thing. Okay, how can you tell me about your country? How can you tell me about like the tourism in your country, for example? How can you tell me about like your historical places in your country? Okay. So what does that task measure? That task measures like are you able to use English in a fluent way and easy way or not? Okay. So that's two independent tasks. Now let's go for the four. Four integrated tasks. What means integrated? We said integrated, yes, when we combine two, very nice, two skills together. Speak based on what you see, speak based on what you read, speak based on what you hear, all of these. The scoring is from 0 to 4 points. Converted to 0 to 30 points, score 2. What's that? Okay. Now, imagine it like this. For each task from 0 to 4. Okay? So, and 0 will be converted to 30. 0 to 4 for the first task, 0 to 4 for the second task, so that's 8, and so on for the 4 tasks, other tasks. So from 0 to 4, so that's 16. Actually, we add them to 8, we'll have 24, and it will be converted to 0 to 30. So it's not about that each question will have 1 point. No, it depends on the question, it depends on the task. Okay, so we said 2 independent tasks for general topics. General topics you're familiar with, not technical topics, general topics, and 4 other integrated tasks speak about based on what you read or what you hear. Very nice. Now, you should approximately take 20 minutes. Approximately almost 20 minutes. Okay? Don't exceed that. Why? Because it's time. Again, the whole tasks are time. So we have to pay attention to this. All of them are time. During all sections. Okay? So during all sections, test takers are allowed to take notes. Piece of paper. Now, notes are very important in the TOEFL test. Why? Because notes help me a lot in my answer. Okay. Now, Take notes about like what? Now let's listen to this. See, let's listen to something related. Okay, to get to know what is he talking about. The short speaking one, the independent task. Okay, let's listen. Okay, so that was an example for integrated teaching. Very nice. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, so now, so what can we see here? Yes, we see here the integrated speaking task. Now, here I listen to something, okay, a conversation, okay, the first part here. So I listen to a conversation. And after that, okay, I listen to a conversation. After that, I take 20 seconds, then 60 to respond. Or another thing, I read something in 45 seconds, I prepare in 20 seconds, or and I respond. That's the integrated speaking. That's the first part, integrated speaking. The four tasks that we talked about. We have four, 3 to 4 tasks for students. Now, independent speaking is 1 or 2 tasks. So if you're given a question, you have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to answer it. Okay? Okay. Remember this. Now, as we said, taking notes is allowed. Taking notes is allowed to to answer questions. You can take notes and answer questions according to your notes. But pay attention to something. You have to speak clearly. You have to speak in a good way. Meaning, like for example, don't say and don't waste like the first 20 seconds prepare or thinking about what you're going to say. No, just speak. Okay. Now, and pay attention not to speak a lot. Then you see that 45 seconds. To provide answers related to the question. Don't provide answers and so on. No. Provide answers related to the question. Like for example, okay, tell me about the historical places in your country. Or okay, if you have a new tourist in your country, where would you take them? Okay, so if I have a new friend that's coming to my country, so of course I will take him to the famous places in my country, historical places, and also the places to have fun. I have some examples for the places to have fun. Some of them on the seaside, and some of them are not on the seaside. Talking about the seaside, we have 1, 2, X, Y, and Z. And if we're talking about not in the seaside, inside the country, have some other stuff, A, B, and C. Okay. Also, we can have fun in the amusement park that we have. I love the amusement park, and he told me before that he loves the amusement park. I was speaking naturally. So prepare yourself to speak in 45 seconds, and like for example, when you reach the end of 45 seconds, finish your sentence. Try to finish your sentence. Stop. Okay? Next. Go for that reading. The reading section is from 60 to 80 minutes. Okay? So that's the length of the reading. Okay. It's for 3 or 4 passages. In these passages, academic passages, about 700 words long. Okay. 700 words long, like about word paper, something like that. Much word paper. Okay, now you have from 12 to 14 parts. Now, the questions, again, are related to something in the reading. You don't read the whole reading. You have some tricks we will do with the reading we'll discuss in a minute. Okay? Now, it's from 0 to 30 points for the reading. Reading soft skills. Now, reading is about finding information. The first thing is like to find information related to that thing. Like for example, I ask a question, I tell you, in paragraph 2, he was saying that, what did he mean by that? So that I find the information on basic comprehension as well. Basic comprehension also about the main idea about the reading. What is that reading talking about? So I have reading to find information, and I have a basic comprehension, and also reading to learn. Like, what's the meaning of reading to learn? Like you have to understand the idea and try to talk about it in that question. This question, how will you answer this question? That's the candidate's like ability to like understand the organization, the purpose of the text. Do you understand it or not? That's the second thing, like that's the ability of making conclusion about it. Okay, about like all things and all and so on. So next. So we said basic comprehension, reading to learn, and yes, my friend, reading to find information. Now, the reading section. Reading sections, as we said, consists of 3 to 4 passages. Okay. Now, maybe you're not familiar with the academic thing. No problem. It's not a problem. The idea here is not to understand the thing. The idea here is reading the thing, understanding, and answering the question. When I take the question, do you understand this question? Do you understand how to find the answer according to this question? Like, for example, this passage may be talking about chocolate, talking about like the history of chocolate, something like that. So, you're not but it's not a must to understand the whole thing about chocolate and all of these things. Most likely, you will consist of 3 to 4 paragraphs of text. Okay. Okay. Now, let's pay attention to it. And this reading, so it's not relying on the reading, it's relying on understanding of finding the answer to that one. Okay, 700 words are not that much, but you need to focus. Don't do the mistake that I told you not to do before, not to read the whole thing again, not to read the whole thing and answer the question. That's all. Okay, now, go next. Now, you have multiple choice questions for each person. Okay, so multiple choice questions, like you have like that question and multiple choice question. One of them is not multiple choice questions. You try to arrange parts or match other parts like the listening. Okay. So next, the sentence insert, and we'll show you how to do that, like with a tool. Okay. We will have lots of tutorials that talk about that thing. Let's see one of let's pick one of them, and it's like the thing is like we will show them inside the tutorial because they're somehow long. Okay, so you have how to insert, and we will show you everything and how to do this through the program. Okay. Next, here's the writing part. Now the writing part is a huge problem for lots of people. They don't know how to write things. They don't know how to do that. Okay. For the writing part, you have 15 minutes. Okay. You have one integrated task, one independent task. Now, one integrated, you write based on what you have read or listened. Now, maybe you'll listen to something, read something, and write something according to that. Okay. Now, the other task, the independent task, that you support your opinion according to something. Okay. Like, for example, like give you like type of topic, and I want you to write about it and support your opinion. Okay. Now, let's see. Now, the writing section measures the ability to communicate effectively with other people through writing. Also, it's including 2 writing tasks. One integrated, as we said, it takes 20 minutes. What's that? You listen or you read something, and you write about like from 150 to 225. Now, what's that? You write from 150 to 225 words. Don't exceed it and don't write less. Very nice. You have 10 minutes to read the short thing or you listen to that thing or whatever. Then you start talking about it. And we will deal with that thing in the future. Also, the passage, okay, sometimes it's like 30 words or something like that. So we will be and we'll be exposed to that integrated writing skills in the future, inshallah. And we'll actually know how to apply our methods in writing that thing, how to master and achieve the best of that. Now, the independent writing task is 30 minutes. Independent, you write an essay. And we will tell you what is the essay and how to write an essay and to divide the whole essay into, the essay is supposed to be divided into paragraphs. Now, it's not normal thing, okay? I have here an essay and I have a paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and the paragraph you have names. You have conclusion, one of the paragraphs is called conclusion, one of the paragraphs is called the introduction, and the body paragraph that support ideas, support things. Okay? Now, so pay attention to that thing. Pay attention that it depends on your own knowledge. I will not give you something to do. So in the independent task, I will ask you to tell me something about your own knowledge. Okay? But still, remember this thing. Now, listening during the writing, the time will be, you will listen to that once and the time will stop. Okay? Take notes. That's important to take notes. You will have to support your opinions and to remember what you will actually write about. Of course, it's about typing. So everything is measured by words. Pay attention how to stop, how to finish your sentence, and all of these things. And you have a range. You're not going to have a fixed amount of words. You have a range from 150 to 225 or something like that. Okay? And you have some effective notes we will give you through the manual on it. Also, pay attention that both tasks are timed. Okay? Both tasks are timed. Pay attention. Time is very important. Do not just your opinion or choices. Use reasons and examples to explain them. Don't tell me that I think. No. Lead them with examples. Use reasons. Talk about your opinion. Okay? Now, on the test day, there are some things you need to do. Now, first. Now, take a recent photograph for you. Signature. Write your full name. Okay? Now, your document is supposed to be valid. Original document. You have to give original documents from the documents that are going to be required from you. Photocopy documents are not accepted as it's written. You know that. Be valid, as I said, don't do something that has expired or something like that. Write your full name, exactly the name that you use to register. Include recent photographs and the signature of it. These things are things you should do in a test. We will have the skills, talk about the skills, and also we will have a full test. You can be familiar what are the things we go to do in a test, and a full test we actually going to solve it in front of you. Okay? So that's all about the introduction for the TOEFL. I hope it was useful to give you more lots of information about things, more information than you have. But that's the thing. These information are going to help you in the future to get to know and understand the TOEFL in a good and a correct way. Okay? I hope it was useful for you. We talked about all the things today. We'll talk about them in details in the future, inshallah. I hope the best for you, and I wish for you a nice preparation, and I wish to be useful for you, inshallah. This was Ahmed Ragab from the Academic Professional Training. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the future, inshallah, with other instructions to talk about